Hello, everybody. And this presentation is on the business model canvas. I'm Dr. Jay Fulgencio. You can visit my website to find more videos and resources as well. And a little bit what I'm going to do for this conversation, this presentation, is talk about what is a business model, what is a business model canvas, go through the steps of the business model canvas, provide you with an example so you can go and create your own business model canvas for an idea that you've had for a business, or if you're currently in business and you want to adapt or pivot or make it better. This will definitely help you with that. So I encourage you to have a printout of the business model canvas in front of you so you can work alongside as I conversate about each segment of the business model canvas, which will definitely help you. So if you haven't printed it out, pause the video, print it out, the business model canvas, and then of course start working with it. So if you just Google or if you go on Bing, just type in business model canvas template and you can definitely download one and print it out. So before we begin, so what is a business model? A definition of a business model, you can just go online and type in what is a business model. Here's just a definition, right? Designed for the successful operation of a business, identifying revenue sources, their customer base, their products, and the details of financing, right? A business model also defines the customer, what is the customer value, and how does the business make money. And so this is the key. I would focus on the key aspect of the business model is you have to define your customer, what is that customer value, and how are you going to make money. Whether it's a for-profit business or a non-profit business, you have to make money, right? In a for-profit business, you have to make money. In non-profit, you still have to make money because you have to continue to provide those services. Right? You may be providing those services for free to the public, but internally you have to pay staff, you have to pay things to get moving in the nonprofit. So how do you make that money? And that's what the business model canvas is going to help you with, right? Who's the customer? Because that's the first thing you need to know who your customer is. Then of course, right, what's your customer value? And of course, how are you going to make money? And so that's what a business model is. Now the business model canvas, right, describes a rationale of how a business creates, delivers, and captures value, right? So it provides the opportunity to describe, design, challenge, event, and pivot your business model. So, in the business model, we explain who the customer is and how you make money, but with the business model canvas, you're actually going out there and illustrating, writing it down, from the aspects of who the customer is to how you make money and what's the key activities in your business and your cost structure and your revenue streams. And so what are the 9 segments of the business model canvas? So there are 9 segments. And real quick, I did not create the business model canvas, right? If you go back to the site here, if you go to strategizer.com/canvas, they was already created. So the business model canvas has been around for a few years. What I'm trying to do is just kind of illustrate to you and conversate with you about the business model canvas. And so there are 9 segments that belong in the business model canvas: key partners, key activities, value proposition, customer relationship, customer segment, key resources, distribution channel, cost structure, and revenue stream. These are the important 9 segments that you need to think about when you are developing a business or you're re-enhancing your business. You have to understand and learn and illustrate these 9 segments for your business. And so here I'm going to explain the 9 segments in detail and just kind of go through what they are and help you. I've developed some, I've researched online and to put these questions to help you answer each segment for you. I'm not going to provide the answers for you because you know your business more than anybody else or your business idea. So I'm just going to walk you through the 9 segments so you answer the questions yourself from the business idea that you have in your head, or if you're working on a business, kind of answer those questions for yourself. And so if you have this printed out, again, you can go on strategizer.com or just go online and put in the business model canvas PDF or printout, and you can get that printed out. So if you haven't printed out, again, make sure you have one printed out right in front of you because it's going to help you. When you look at the business model canvas, you don't want to start, at the cost structure or key resource. You want to start from the top right, move to the left, and then down. It's important that you start at the top right, which is the customer segments, because you have to understand your customer first before you understand what's your cost structure or your revenue stream. Because it makes no sense to start developing revenue streams when you don't even know who your customer is, right? For example, if you start thinking revenue streams, oh, I'm going to make money, online or having a complete online store by selling T-shirts and backpacks. When your customer doesn't even want a T-shirt or a backpack, what your customer wants is probably an energy drink, right? So you have to understand who your customer base is. You have to understand what they want. You can't sell a product just to a customer base that doesn't want that. So it's very important to understand your customer first before you even start to develop a cost structure or revenue streams or even think about key activities or key partners. So again, it's very important that you start from top right, go on to the left, and then to the bottom. So the first part is your customer segment. So you have to define who are your customers and your users and who are you serving, right? Are you serving 18 to 35-year-olds? Are you serving senior citizens who are 55 and older? Are you serving a certain segment of the population in the U.S. that likes rock and roll music or listens to 8-tracks? Who is your niche? Who is your customer base? You have to understand who they are. There's a saying that I've heard is niches make riches, right? So you have to understand again who that customer is. Who are you serving? And you have to really detail them so that you understand that customer. So once you know that customer, it's going to help you with the next steps. So the next step after you define your customer is your customer relationships, right? What type of a relationship do you want to establish with your customer? With your segment, right? Your customer, right? Are you do personal? Are you automated, right? So what type of relationship are you going to have with your customers? You can see here, this gentleman right here looks like in a coffee shop or some sort. Right, that's more of a personal relationship that you're forming with your customer, right? In a coffee shop, if you're going to open up a coffee shop, yeah, you may have some automated segment where you're selling products online, or you have some subscription of coffee to send out to your customers. But in a majority part, especially if you're on a small business, a small coffee shop, it's going to be all about personal because you want to make sure that customer comes back day in and day out to your coffee shop, because in the coffee shop it's very competitive, right? It's not rocket science to open up a coffee shop because you have to develop that personal relationship, which can be very difficult, and you have to have the right set of individuals working for your company, right? So what type of customer relationship are you going to have? Then, of course, you have to know your channel. So how are you going to reach out to your customer? Are you going to have an online store? Are you going to have a brick and mortar? Are you going to have booth sales? Are you going to, be completely online? Are you going to do pop-up shops? Like, how is your customer actually going to get your product or your service? You have to think about that, right? Again, if your customer segment is used to online store, or they just do online and they want to do subscription based, then you have to make sure you have a really good online presence, an online store, and making sure that that's laid out carefully. Because if your customer segment is all about the online store, it's all about subscription based, what's the point of spending millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars in a brick and mortar store when your customer doesn't want to walk into a brick and mortar store? They want to just go online and shop it. They don't want to go to a brick and mortar store, they just want to go online. So making sure you understand what type of channel or channels that your product is or your service is going to reach that particular customer base. So understanding what channels you're going to have for your customer. How are they going to obtain your product or your service? The next step, now we're in the middle of the business model canvas, right? The value proposition. So what are you offering customers? What is it your company is getting done for your customers? You have to solve the problem for your customer, right? So if, for example, if you're opening up a lemonade stand, let's just say, for example, you're opening up J's and J's lemonade stand, right? As simple as it sounds, you're still offering some type of value proposition, right? You're offering cold, tasty, natural lemonade on the go, right? That's my value proposition. As a J&J's lemonade stand, I'm offering cold, tasty, natural lemonade on the go, right? What are you offering your customer? Like, what problem are you solving for your customer? You have to be able to provide them something. What's the value? What's the value that you're going to provide your customer base? What are you getting done for them? Because in a really good business is solving a problem for a customer or making their life easier for them, right? If a customer wants better tasting coffee, then that's what you're offering, the richest, tastiest coffee in the metropolitan region of Jacksonville, Florida, or Chicago, Illinois, or Bozeman, Montana, right? You're offering that customer the value of the best coffee, tastiest, richest coffee from Latin America, offering it to your table here in Bozeman, Montana. Like, what is it that you're offering, right, your customers, right? What is it that you're going to solve for them? What product or service are you offering them that brings value to that customer, right? What are you getting done for them? The next part, right, is now we're moving to the top left hand side. Now we've gone through we figured out who the customer is, what our relationship with them will be, how they're going to get our product or service, what value we're giving them. Now we're moving to the key resources. What are the main resources for your business? What do I need to function as a business, right? If I have my lemonade stand, I need ingredients, I need salespeople, I need booth and equipment, right? So what main resources does your business model need? What does your business need? Does it need internet service? Of course, if you're having an online shop. Do you need a warehouse to store, or are you working with a third-party vendor that's going to store your products and then ship them out to you? So what are the essential assets that make your business run? So again, depending on your business, you have to know what are the resources that you need to make your business run. If you're opening up if you have a food truck business, right, of course one of your resources is an actual food truck. Then within the food truck, maybe you need a generator and you need food and you need, X and Y, Z. So you have to know what are your key resources for your business to function. The next step, of course, is the key activities. What activities do you need to perform well for your business model, right? If I'm having my lemonade stand, right, I have to make lemonade. Well, what else? Of course, it's a lemonade stand, right? I have to market, I have to sell. So what activities do you need to perform well? If you're opening up a taco stand, right, a food truck, you have to make really good tacos, sauces as well, and whatever other products that your taco shop is going to have. But you have to perform it extremely well. You have to be at the very top. The reason people come back to your restaurant or to your coffee shop is because that consistency of good, fresh, or good food or good coffee, right? That's what makes people come back again and again and again. If your food or your coffee or whatever product you're offering is not consistent, people are not going to come back to your place again because there's just so much competition. There's so many options out there. Why am I going to go back to something that's not consistent or it's not performing well? So you have to understand, what do I need to perform very well for my business to work, right? If you are a business that's in the show business, performance, right? Your performances have to be amazingly well because that's what your key activity is. You're doing performances for the audience, for the general public, or for particular customer segments. So you have to perform that well. And you may have to do marketing. You have to, do some social media marketing or and other forms of marketing. You have to, get your word out there, and you have to sell. Right? So what are the key activities that you need to perform to make your business model work? The next one is your key partners, right? So who are your key partners that you need to leverage yourself? Do you need to work with third-party vendors that's going to produce the product for you, right? So who are your partners? Who are your suppliers? right? If you're owning a restaurant, if you have a restaurant or a taco shop, right, one of your key partners is the municipality or the village or the city that you have your taco stand at, right? Because depending on the municipality that you're at, you're going to need some type of license if you're going to have a food truck, perhaps, right? So you have to find out who is your key partners for your business to run. If you have a storefront, right? In a municipality, of course, you're going to need your business licenses and you need insurance and all that. So you need to figure out who your key partners are to make sure your business is working, right? So find who your partners and suppliers are, right? Who are they? And establish good relationship with them, right? If you're selling T-shirts, you're going to have to go partner with a vendor who's going to make the T-shirts for you. And even if you make them, you're like, you know what, Jay, Dr. J, I'm going to make the shirts myself. Well, you still need to go find a supplier who's going to give you the machine to make your T-shirts, and then of course the ink and all the other things that go into making a T-shirt. Then you need to work with another supplier or partner that's going to give you the product to, the boxes or shipment stuff out there. So, and who's going to ship your product out? Is FedEx? Is the USPS going to ship out your product? UPS. Like again, who's shipping out your products? So you have to understand who your key partners and suppliers are. And of course, now that we've gone from the top right to the left, now let's think about our the bottom portion of the business model canvas. So the cost structure. What are the key elements that drive your cost, right? So what are my costs associated with my business? I probably have to pay the internet bill, printing or salaries, or what are salaries and ingredients, or what are the things that I need to purchase on a daily or monthly or yearly basis to make my business run. I have to pay insurance, I have to pay licensing, I have to pay this, a royalty fee, or whatever it may be. You have to understand what your cost structure is associated with your business. And of course, now let's think about revenue streams, right? What will your customers pay for? What are your streams based on? Are they transactional? Is it one-on-one, or is it recurring revenues, right? Recurring revenues relates to the subscription base, right? So if I subscribe to a wine club, right, and if I pay $40 a month, and they're going to send me 3 wines every single month, right? That's a recurring revenue. So I have this recurring revenue that I have, let's say, 10,000 people locked into a subscription-based model, a subscription where I'm going to give them 3 bottles of wine for $40 a month, right? Or are you doing transactional, like, your revenue stream? Are you doing, like if you're at a coffee shop, that's a transactional. Every time they come in, they purchase something. So, what is your revenue streams? How are you making money, right? So again, what are your revenue streams that coming? Are you making money from coffee? Products. So again, what are your revenue streams? And you have to think about that. And it's always important to have more than just one revenue stream. Don't rely on just one revenue stream. Even if you have a coffee shop, just think about it. A coffee shop just doesn't sell coffee, right? A good coffee shop, you walk into a good coffee shop, they have the coffees, right? The regular coffee, Americanos, you name it, right? That's just one aspect. They may also sell like donuts or some type of pastries. Then, of course, they may even offer, hey, we can cater your breakfast for your event, right? That's another part. That's another revenue stream, catering to events or businesses. Another part is like, hey, we have some space in the back where you can come and do your business meetings. Or that's another revenue stream. I've seen other coffee shops sell some of their products with their merchandise. They say, hey, buy this nice little coffee mug with our name on it, or a T-shirt, or a bag, right, or a sticker, right? That's I've already named 5 revenue streams already for a coffee shop. Another one can be they may have a subscription model where every month they send out, a bag of coffee or 2 bags of coffee, right? And so just think about, again, you can't rely on just one recurring revenue for your business. You have to think of multiple revenue streams, at least 2 at the very least, or more revenue streams for your business to continue to function. But of course, they have to make sense for your business. You don't just want to create revenue streams for the heck of it. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't align to your business. So real quick, let me give you an example that I found online. You can go find some more online. And of course, this is a digital marketing agency. Um, and so you can see who the customers are, companies from various industries, big advertising companies. That's what that's their customer segment. The customer relationship is customer's department. The goal is get the concept of a business away from the client. Channels, the word of mouth, applying in awards, value proposition, 360 digital marketing agency that provides all these valuable services to the customer. Key activities, creation, promotion, optimization, the key resources, digital marketing tools, key partners, Google, Facebook, and of course cost structure. So these are all some of the cost structures that go into running the business. And of course the revenue stream is a fixed monthly per charge per customer. And they may also have other revenue streams. Again, this is probably the one thing that I would make sure you just don't focus on one revenue stream. Have more than one revenue stream. Of course, if you have a digital marketing agency, you can have potentially more than one revenue stream. And so again, when you are working on your business model canvas, if you need to go back, go ahead and rewatch the video. But again, start from the top right, get to know who your customer is, how you're going to sell it to them, make sure you know what the value proposition is. Then over here, move to the left-hand side and then go down to your cost structure and revenue streams. Don't start at the cost structure. Start over here in the customer segment. Move to the left and then down when you work on your business model canvas. So if you haven't already, get started on your business model canvas. And thank you for watching this video, and make sure you check out other videos here on my page and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure you check out my website www.jphd18.com, and have a wonderful day.